Good morning once again and welcome back to Good Morning Sri Lanka on MTV Sports. We were just having a very interesting discussion with Reverend Kirtisiri Fernando about theology, about sociology and also about the School for the Deaf and about socially integrating them better. Now talking about social integration, Father, if you could just mention on how religion contributes to the construction of the social fabric and social integration.
Yeah, I mean, in many cases, that religions go with other identities. I mean, if you don't consider religion with other identities, you don't get a better picture. Now, especially it goes with ethnicity. Now, if you take India or Sri Lanka or Pakistan or any country, therefore you get that different categories, that religions with ethnicity. For instance, there are certain religions where ethnicity is the foundation of religion, or it can be one of the foundations of religion, or there are certain religions ethnicity is the foundation. And in the case of Jews and Muslims, ethnicity and religion are intertwined. You can't separate one from the other. And there are other religions that you can talk about the religion without ethnicity, but then that other ethnicities other identities may be connected to those religions. I mean, there are so many categories. If you don't consider religion sociologically, you can't understand how religions affect the society. I mean, now for instance, if you take Sri Lanka, we talk about Sinhala Buddhists, and there are other people who call themselves that philosophical Buddhists. They don't want to associate religion with ethnicity. And if you take Christians, there are some Sinhala Christians, Tamil Christians and Burger Christians. I mean, then they have their own cultures, the way they worship and all that. And I mean, those identities are integral part of their that sort of social fabric and the way they behave and way they think and way they act. That's why that in my own terms, we should know the theology of sociology and sociology of theology. Otherwise, you can't have a better picture of the religion, how it affects the society.
Right. Now I know this is a vast topic that we can go on for hours discussing, but I'd just like to touch upon secularism versus being more religious, as you mentioned earlier, in terms of contributing to the betterment of society. People say that religion is also a division point for many, and it has been the root cause for so many wars, among history as well. So, in your opinion, secularism versus religion going forward, what do you think will happen?
I think if you take religion sociologically, religion has the capacity to keep the rational man and emotional man together. Now that more than any other identity. But then at times it can be very emotional. Then you get the other issue, especially when that is connected to that other identities. When one of your identities oppressed, that you use that identity to strengthen your sort of stand in society. That's where you get this issue. And also that we can't forget the fact that the colonial struggles were integrally connected to religions. If you take that especially African and Asian countries, therefore that the so-called secularism is connected to religion. You can't separate. That's why from the field of if I talk theology, we say every secular thing is religious, every religious thing is secular. You can't separate one from the other. That is from the old school of sociology. Now you see what is called marketplace religion. In every religion that you get that modern trends coming in. Therefore it's very difficult to separate one from the other.
And taking a look at Sri Lanka, you mentioned earlier before the show that we have sort of an island mentality. In the sense that we are an island geographically as well. But going as we move out, do you think we connect more and identify ourselves more with our own religions or our ethnicity?
Exactly. Now that in my book, the research that I did in that London, that it is called Religion and Identity, comparing Sinhala Buddhists and Christians in and around London. There I have shown that how they adjust themselves when they go to another country, because they know that they leave behind certain bags and baggages which are important in Sri Lanka. They know that I think they start, again this is from my book, they start thinking that globally. They may act locally but start thinking globally. Now there are 5 Buddhist temples in London, and very interesting, they have different structures, different way of handling things, but I think that they exist with other people. They haven't created many issues, unlike certain other religious groups and sects. We have that capacity, but because we are an island, we don't have proper neighbors. We are very inward looking and introvert. Therefore, we make certain claims which are not very real and down to earth.
And talking about coexistence, I understand that you are the head of the interfaith desk at the Anglican Church in Sri Lanka. Now, talking about interfaith relations and how some activities can be conducted by the getting together of all religions.
That's right. Yeah, I mean, we have been promoting that in the Diocese of Colombo. I am the chair of Interfaith Desk. Now that we have been having these friendly ties with Buddhist temples and Hindu kovils and all that. Even when we train our priest at Pilimatalawa, we have the active principle now that in 2009 and 10, we teach all religions. I mean, that has been happening for ages. And then we get now that religious leaders to teach their own religions. I mean, that understanding is very important. That, and also when you work in a certain area, to have that link with other religions and that discuss things as brothers and sisters in the area is very important. Then we can avoid unnecessary tensions. Yeah.
Exactly, and especially in a country like Sri Lanka, we're just trying to find ourselves and pick ourselves up after the war that we had as well. It's very important that coexistence and harmony happens in and around the country. Now, with that, we will have to end today's version of Good Morning Sri Lanka. But thank you very much, Father.
Thank you very much,
for joining us and for all your interesting comments. But do join us again tomorrow on Good Morning Sri Lanka. Keep watching MTV Sports.